Good morning, fellow miniaturists, crafters, and hobbyists. Welcome back to Earth and Tree Miniatures, located in Amherst, New Hampshire. We are here this morning to talk about our masonry section. Yes, there is such a thing as miniature masonry. We have bricks and stones and all sorts of outside and inside material to accent gardens or fireplaces or chimneys, walkways, foundations, siding, all sorts of things you can do with miniature masonry. One of my most favorite products is called the Magic System. Right here you can see these packages on the wall, not very attractive in their baggies, but what they hold inside is a kit of sorts with a stencil to make a product. It is a product to make stone. Let me get down here and get the sample. You can do block, you can do stone, and you can do stucco. You can do brick shape, slat shape, and the stone comes in the rounded field stone, or like I'm holding right here, a block. So these kits come different sizes and different shapes. You can see right here, the block, the brick, the stucco, the stone, or the slat. And all you need to do with these products is you need to paint your surface the underneath grout color that you see in the one I'm holding here, like a gray. First, whatever grout color you want, white, red, black, it can be anything. So paint that, 1 or 2 coats on your project, and then the kit includes a stencil tape, which you can see right here. This one's again the block shape. So you can see the little pieces are coming off, and what stays behind here are the actual grout lines. And that's what you're gonna peel off. It's self-adhesive, like a sticker. And you're gonna peel that right off, and you're gonna stick that all over the painted surface. You're gonna line it up at the bottom. You're gonna make sure it's straight and even, that it has the correct overlap from one sheet to another, so you don't see an extra spacing, and you're gonna stagger it so the grout lines don't line up. Once you have the stencil all over your entire building, you're gonna mix up the bag of powder that's included in the kit. I don't think I have an open one right here, but every single kit comes with a bag of powder. It's white unless you order a red one. The white can be painted before, or you can mix and add paint after. So while you are mixing up the powder, you'll add water, and you want it to be like a heavy, thick pancake material. So if you do want it to be colored gray, black, brown, anything like that, you can add in the paint while you're mixing it up and do a little less water. We also recommend adding a little bit of white tacky glue for stability purposes so it doesn't get so crumbly. So once you have your mixture all ready to go, your batter, you will start to spread it one side at a time because you don't want it to dry out. And you'll spread it on as thick or as thin, as bumpy, anything you want to do. And you're gonna pull off the stencil while it's still wet after you've done one side. And then repeat on the next side and repeat on the next side until you're complete. Now the trick is to not touch it until it completely dries. Overnight's the best thing to do, because at this point it's like frosting on a cake. It's just gonna go splat if you try to work with it or touch it up or play with it. Once it dries overnight, you can sand it, you can paint it. That's what in the product I'm holding in my hand, all this painting was done afterward. The bottom right corner was done with a wash, just a watered down paint. The upper right corner, that middle one, was a gray paint and a blue paint done both while it was very, very wet. The paint was wet, not the stone wet. So because the paint colors were wet, they kind of blended together. And then down here, this is kind of like a sponge painting job. So just different techniques. So you can paint over it afterwards. You can sand it afterwards. You can touch it up or fix it however you need to. But this stuff is a really great lightweight way to do a whole brick house, a whole block house. So that's one of my favorite products. If that doesn't really appeal to you because maybe you're not the stencil kind or you want the real thing, we also have sheets of actual terracotta brick here in the patio shape or in the actual traditional brick shape. These are on a mesh backing. So the sheets can be cut with scissors through the mesh. You will need an actual little brick snip if you have to cut the bricks off, because again, they are the real thing. And then once that's glued on with the white tacky glue, you can grout or mortar right through, which you can use spackle as a grout or a mortar. That works really well. Down here, we carry a product called Annie's Mini Brick and Stone. These pieces are out of plaster. So you get the look of the real thing, but it's much easier to cut much more lightweight. You can sand them down. They come, whoops, I love dropping things. They come in all sorts of colors, whites, grays, multiple shapes of reds, even some browns mixed in, and they really have a great aged look, so they're not sparkly brand new. They also make cut stone, different colors, and they make a rounded field stone. Again, all these are plaster, really lightweight. Glue them on, let them set up and dry, put a urethane over them, and then you can mortar them or grout them afterwards. You can do a grout or a mortar first and push them in, but it'll be a much more uneven because obviously the stones aren't going to fit flat because you're getting the grout and the mortar to kind of squeeze out in between. We have some loose real bricks here. Again, you'd need the brick snips or a tile cutter to get those cut. We have a few plastic corners in stock. These are some paperboard to look like brick corners. Then we have some easier pieces that are sheets, plastic sheets, so you just cut and glue the whole thing down. Sometimes these are good for really little projects inside fireplaces or on chimneys. This is a rubber one, a little bit more realistic looking. These also can be made a little more realistic with some paint or some moss on top, but they're a really great, affordable, quick solution if you're not looking for something that's very labor intensive. This plastic sheet here comes from Canada, Model Builders Supply. A little more elaborate, a little more expensive, a lot more texture to the actual stones. Again, just a plastic sheet, but it's been painted. So those are really nice. They also make brick as well, and they make some plastic sheets that you can paint yourself, and all these are on our website. Something that we do have in the store that's not on our website are these PRE plastic sheets. We can ship them out. They're a little more expensive to ship. You have to paint them all, but I've done some of those before in the past, and you can get some really good textured paint designs on those because the actual plastic sheets have so much texture to it. So dry brushing and everything really picks up the highlights and the reliefs. We also have some really embossed wallpaper that is in the brick. This comes from Spain. These are from World Models. So there's a little bit of embossing to them. So they look a little more realistic, but they're just as thin as a sturdy paper. So you can cut them with scissors, glue them on with a wallpaper paste. They look really well for small areas or trimmed areas. We also have wooden laser cut coins if you're looking to do the stucco coin look on your building. And we also have wooden brick strips if you want to do your own bricking and painting in a lightweight, affordable, quicker way to go here as well. And a little bit of mortar and stucco pre-mixed, ready to go in the jar. And we also have boxes of stucco that you mix up again with the water and the paint. So you have a nice little tour today of our miniature masonry section. Check us out online, email us or message us with any questions, or give us a call. We are here 7 days a week. Thanks.